Alright, y'all, Scorpion here. So I'm doing a little experiment for the scrap yards in my area. They're not exactly sure what's in these and what isn't in these. So basically I've grabbed two power supplies kind of at random. They're about the same size, but they're made differently. So I'm going to take one apart and leave the other one like it is, and take it to them so they can kind of see and find out what they'll give me for it. I called one and they were like, no, just shred, 6 cents a pound. I was like, no. I said, there's a scrapyard in North Carolina that will give me aluminum breakage. So I'll drive the extra distance for that. And I called another one and they were supposed to get back to me and they didn't. So I may ride out there to them today and talk with them. And then the last one, he's like, can you take one apart and bring it to me? Is there really that much aluminum in them? So I told him I'd strip one down, take it apart, bring it to him so he can see what all's in it and see if he's willing to give aluminum breakage a price. Because, I mean, there's a motor and a couple transformers and the board and aluminum heat sinks and, all that stuff in there. So I think that's kind of why they do the aluminum breakage. They're still paying low end, but there's some pretty decent quality stuff in it. So anyway, let's take it apart.
Rock bottle on the track, boy.
Alright, so we have definitely shown it doesn't pay for us to spend the time breaking this apart. If a machine does, then they can make some decent money if they've got something that they can sort it and send it with, like shaker table or something like that. They can run it through a hammer mill, and the shaker table and all that stuff will split up all the different metals, and you can get max value that way and don't have to spend a lot of time. So I'm going to strip that one apart, and this one I'm just going to keep like it is. If I'm going to sell them as aluminum breakage, I'm going to cut all this wire off so I can try to get the wire value. But I'm not going to open it up and try to get the little bit of wire that's left between here and, where it goes into the board and all. I'm just going to make a quick cut. And I've got better cutters, I just don't have them in here with me right now. But basically, you can kind of see inside this one. You can see the aluminum, you can see the fan, you can see some of the capacitors. There's another piece of aluminum over there, and then you got wires running all the way up here, all the way to here. So still a decent amount of wire left in that. I told them I'd open one up for him and bring it to him so he can see what's in it, so he can make that decision if he's willing to do that or not. And ultimately, that's what all this is about. It's about working with your local yard. If they don't know, you need to take that time to educate them. If you're helping them and not trying to rip them off, or they don't feel like you're trying to rip them off or whatever, then you build a good relationship that way. So those screws that want to be a pain like that, just tighten them just a little and turn them back the other way. And then they're loose enough that drill will get them without stripping them. You know, I'm going to take them everything. I'm not going to toss the plastic out to try to make it look better or anything like that, because that's just, it's not fair. You know, if he's going to give me aluminum breakage for the sealed unit, then he needs to know what's in the sealed unit to make that decision. So alright, so here's one piece. Of course, that's where your power plug goes in the back of the computer. That's got brass in it, so I'm dropping that in the box over here. Here's another piece. It's the outside cover. Fan. All of them have at least one fan in them. And then you got, you know, everything in between. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of aluminum. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces of, or 11 different things of copper that you could take off of there. So, you know, I would think at aluminum breakage price, they're making out pretty good. And they're going to be helping us at the same time. So, we're going to take this to him just as it is, so he can see what it is and all. And this is the one we're going to take, so he can see in that one. You can pretty much see inside past the fan and stuff, but he'll know what they're going to look like when they come to him. So, so y'all stay tuned, and I'm going to give you the verdict of what he has to say. All right, so I rode down to the scrap yard and talked with the guy that's, you know, in charge of the metals and what, who gets what for what type of metal and that kind of thing. And I let him know, hey, you know, I'm trying to start a business. I want to scrap out e-waste, that kind of thing, computers and so on. And I showed him one of the boxes that is a power supply for the computer, and of course on the outside I'd cut the wires off, and then I showed him the one where I had cut the wires off and I had opened it up, as y'all saw, so he could see what was in it. And I was like, you know, what I'm trying to do is get aluminum breakage price for these, which is like double what shred is. Shred's like 6 cents a pound or something like that. Aluminum breakage is like 12 cents a pound. And he's like, well, how much do you have? I was like, right now I've got somewhere close to about a third of a pickup truck, short bed load. You know, as stuff goes on and business picks up and I'm finding more places to get computers and that kind of thing, you know, it'll be more. And I would probably save the stuff up so I can run a trailer load or a full pickup truck load. You know, and he was like, well, I don't see any reason why we can't run them as aluminum breakage, because, I mean, there's plenty of heat sinks in here, and they're just going to run it through the shredder and separate all the metals out anyway, so they're going to be getting copper, they're going to be getting aluminum, you know, and that kind of thing. He said, so I don't see a problem with it. I'll be glad to give you aluminum breakage price for that. So next couple of days I may try to run a load down to him. He said he'll bite the bullet and say yes, and it may come back on him and he may lose money. So with him saying that, I want to make sure I take basically what I have now down to him, let him run it through as that, and make sure it doesn't come back to bite him. You know, I don't want to carry a pickup truck and dump trailer load of them down there and he lose that much money. That's not fair. So as long as that goes through, I've already talked, you know, and it clears. Grandkids. As long as that goes through and it clears, then I've already talked to Scrap at JC. He knows down there in North Carolina. He's not far, but he said he's going to start bringing his up, because all they want to do is give him shred price for it, and you know, it's not worth the time. You might as well just toss him in the dumpster. So he said he'll start bringing his up there too. So I mean, sometimes that's what you need to do, is go down and talk to these folks, show them what you got, and let them know what you're trying to do, and what category will it fit in the best. So anyway, just wanted to make this little video for y'all. When I make a run down there, I'll be sure to create a video so y'all can see what payout is and that kind of thing. And hopefully this is like the start of a good relationship between me and one of the scrap yards. He's also said, with with what I'm doing, if I'm down there and I see computers, I can grab them. He said he doesn't have space for people to stack them up or anything with everything else that he has going on. But if I see some when I'm down there, I'm more than happy to grab them up and buy them from him. You know, he's like, I'm paying 6 cents a pound. You can have them at 15 cents a pound or something like that. And, you know, do what you need to do. So, hope y'all enjoyed, and we will catch y'all in the next video.